we really need YouTube? I mean, this is only going to be like a 10-minute meeting, right?
Brandon?
Yeah, it's supposed to just be these two items.
Yes, a public meeting, so it has to be broadcast or open to the public around.
Yeah, Beth, it's more of a, if we're having a remote meeting and it's a meeting of the public body, law now requires that you broadcast it. So.
All right, the live stream is going. You guys are free to begin.
Fantastic.
All right. We'll call the meeting to order. I think we've got everyone here on the board, and can we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve the agenda.
All right. Mr. Smith's made a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. We have a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right. Any opposed? All right. Item 1, Dr. Aiken.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, good morning. Coming to you with a request to approve purchase of an additional 50 student slots for our growing virtual academy program. This is brought to you, both on the growth that we had during this past year, our pilot year, and then also we think we're ready to begin trying to take greater interest from the community. The purchase would allow us to continue utilizing a full-time approach to certain students. Does allow for a range of courses from your standard number for graduation requirements, as well as we've now asked to include a greater number of our CTE courses, which we've now kind of figured out better how to incorporate and meet any of the certification processes that we have to cover. Also includes advanced placement courses, world language courses, and again, these are slots that we keep until we use them. There's no time limit on them. We have roughly 50 remaining from last year, so this would add to that number.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for Dr. Aiken? All right, we have a motion to approve this item.
Make a motion to approve the additional purchasing of the 50 slots.
All right, we have a second.
Second. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, unanimous. Thank you. Item
Thank you,
2, Chromebooks. Dr. Blumenreich.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, this action agenda item is specifically for purchase of Chromebooks. With the number that are consistently able to be pinged, we want to ensure that we have enough to be able to cover any losses due to either destruction or just inoperability. So this item is specifically for $127,060.65 to be from PRC 154 for 10% accounting for loss or damage to Chromebooks.
Okay. Want to have any questions for Dr. Blumenreich?
Board, these
we have
Chromebooks are being purchased pursuant to state contracts, so you're getting the best price, and the contract's already been vetted. Just FYI.
Okay. Thank you, Brandon. Anyone, do we have a motion to approve this?
I make a motion to approve the purchase of the additional Chromebooks as presented.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, Mr. George seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Anyone have any comments before we go? Any board members have any comments?
Mr. Chairman, where do we stand with the selection of the Principal of the Year committee?
Haven't heard any, Dr. Hill,
That would be Ms. Moore.
can you answer that?
Dr. Moore is not with us today. I could go get her. I believe she might be in her office. You want to wait for that? She's the head of that committee. Yeah, you want to run back?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Give us 1 second, please. While we're waiting, Chairman, I would like, as far as what I'd like to say is we started our family-focused graduations this week. They seem to be running well. They'll run into next week with all our programming finishing by mid next week. But it's going very well. We've received a lot of compliments, especially from older family members who find that is much more of a situation they would prefer to attend. And some families are splitting the attendance, so we're actually having more family members able to go to these graduation celebrations this year than in the past in some schools. So it's been a success so far based on feedback.
Okay.
Dr. Moore is now approaching the podium.
All right. Very good.
The question was an update on the Principal
All
of the Year.
Okay, good morning. What I have done this week is begin the process of pulling together the survey like we sent out last year, because the Principal of the Year is selected by their peers, of course, who are fellow principals. And so with those requirements, the person had to have been a school administrator for a minimum of 4 years and have at least 2 years in the school district. And they could not have represented the district as Principal of the Year over the past 3 years. So I've narrowed down that list and have that survey ready to send out to the principals to at least begin the nomination process. So if I go ahead and push that out today, give them till at least Wednesday to get the results back to me, then we would be able, unless there is a tie that needs to be broken, we would be able to go ahead and announce who that individual is. And then from there, if we have the top 3 or what have you, then go through the interview process, or even if there is a tie to be broken. So we will have some follow-up on all of that for you next week, but the survey will be pushed out to principals to do their anonymous voting today.
Okay. Good. Anyone have any questions for Dr. Moore? Okay. Very good. Thank you, Dr. Moore. You're welcome. All right. Any more comments? Go ahead. Oh, sorry. Thanks. Any more comments from anyone else before we go?
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to remind everyone that Pender Early College is holding
All
their
right.
student-focused graduation tomorrow at 10 a.m. at Heidi Trask. If you're able to attend, they'd love to have you. But tomorrow will be Pender Early College's graduation at 10 a.m. at Heidi Trask is when it's scheduled to start. Gates will open at 9 a.m.
And Mr. Chairman, if it's appropriate, I'd like to.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if it's appropriate, I'd like to publicly thank Mr. Riley here for everything that he's done to make this a success. All the schools that have worked to make this happen, and especially our technology department, who are on the fly setting up public announcements and public teleporting the presentations, live streaming them from all these different sites, which is a learning curve for them. Just phenomenal work by the staff, and we appreciate everything they're doing.
All right. We're good.
Dr. Hill,
Anyone else?
Oh, hi, this is Beth. I just had to say, I absolutely concur with what Dr. Hill just had to say. I was out for the family focus, graduation over at Topsail High yesterday for a couple of hours passing out roses. And it was a unique experience, but it was very sweet, very intimate with all the families and everything, and very well executed. Great job to everyone who was involved.
I agree, and I stopped at Pender yesterday for a very brief time, but, what I saw looked good, so very good. All right, anybody else? All right, can we have a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman, make the motion to adjourn.
All right, Mr. Smith made the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. George made a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, any opposed? I think that was everybody. Okay, thank you very much.